we have this board. We want to do a exposed copper around this edge here to for thermal reasons. So let's get started with it. Alright, first thing I want to do is just a little housekeeping. I'll turn off all these connections. So hit V for view, connections, hide all, clean that up a little bit. And also we have these designators here on all these mounting holes. I don't really want to see those. But there's also 24 of them, so I don't want to select them individually. So if we do a PCB filter, and we do use designator and string text like. So the like keyword allows you to use wildcard characters. So we're looking for title M, question mark, and then star. So the question mark means that there has to be a character there, and the star means it doesn't matter what character. And then the star means that it can be any character or no character. Alright, make sure we select those. We'll just go to PCB inspector, go to hide, and then Shift C will remove the masking, and we'll do the same thing for the stud. Get a little bit cleaner. Another thing we're also going to do is we don't need all the layers. We're going to create some layer sets and do 2 sets. Name the first one top. Put all the top stuff on. We don't really need the top paste. And we set bottom. And we'll do that from the bottom side. Close, so that allows you to quickly put on layer sets and see just the stuff you would see on the outside, because that's all we're concerned about now. So we have this line here from our mechanical folks who said that the outside will be a keep out and it will just be a copper pour, an exposed copper pour for getting thermal out. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do between this line and then the outside board line. So we need to get the outside board line up. And to do that, we hit D for design, board shape, create primitives from board shape, and then we're going to set it on the top layer in 0.006 mil. So this is going to be a very, very thin line. And I'll show you why in a second. So we want to select this line. So it's 10.05 mils, and that's nice because it's specific, so we can select just that. And instead of just going across and selecting all the arcs and tracks, we can create a query top layer. So that would select all those, and we want to just turn that down to 0.05 mils. So we have the 2 lines going around there. Alright, now we have to change a couple of rules. One of the first things we want to do is we want to have these mounting holes directly connected to the Polygon port we're going to put in. So we're going to go to plane connect style, new rule, select it. We're going to call this mounting holes. First object, we're going to do a custom query. Name like question mark star. So this will be only applied to the mounting hole components, which have designator M1 through M24, and then when it cares about the C ground, so we're going to be chassis ground on the outside. Let's call simple and we'll do a direct connect. Apply. Okay, that way there will not be any thermal release connecting when we pour. Okay. And another thing we want to do is we want to get our pores right up to the edge of here. So we're going to adjust some clearances. We're going to leave everything the same, except for we're going to put the track, the copper, and then there should be no vias in the outside here, so we can get pretty close to those. We'll put copper and copper close together. Okay. Now we want to select these two. And so this is 0.005 mil. And this 0.06 mil. We want to keep them different so we can select them individually if we need to. Okay, so we can select those two. And what we're going to do is do a copper pour. So we're going to go to Tools, Convert, create Polygon from selected primitives. Okay, so our pour is now here. However, it's not actually poured, it's just outlines. So we can go to solid copper, connecting that, C ground, turn on auto naming, move next, let's call less than 25 mil, remove dead copper, pour same dead objects, okay. Okay, so now it repoured as a solid plane. What we're going to first do is we're going to first do the solder mask. So what we have to do is we're going to expose solder mask around and then we'll put copper down underneath it. So we have different requirements for the both. So in this area will be solder mask. Need to change a rule real quick. I forgot to change this to 25, 25, 25. Okay. Polygon action, report selected. Okay, so now this gives us some solder mask expansion around these guys, and also around these guys up here. Let's see if we turn this down to 10. Okay. So even though it's on the copper layer right now, we're working with the solder mask. I personally want more solder mask relief here, so because we're going to be putting wires in here and soldering them, so I want more solder mask. So I'm going to do Polygon options, shelve this for a second, and then what I'm going to do so this is an approximation of this area. I want to have it all be solder mask. So on the top layer, I'm big into doing the curves. So we can take it from there. Delete that guy. Just Control C there, Control V, and if you hit X, it mirrors it across that center point. So you know that they're the same. Alright, so we're going to need to target that. T for tools, convert, create region from selected primitive. Double click on the region. Gonna kind polygon cutout top layer. Alright. So we need 7.874. I'm gonna borrow this real quick. Go in here. So now we have a mask. We can delete that. Go back. Change this back. Okay, now we can restore the polygon pour. Okay, so it's no longer there. So we should have solder mask there. Alright, so one of the problems is with Polygon pour, it goes all in here. We can take care of that. So you hit, select the Polygon pour, go to Polygon Actions, explode selected polygons to primitives. And basically what this will do is it will slice the polygon up along the lines into different regions. So this is one region, this is another. This is a region we don't want, so we select it and hit delete. Okay, the only problem is this is a region and it can't be re-poured if you need to, so it's kind of a point of no return. Let's just see how it looks in 3D. Trying to do a blackboard. Let's turn the core to something that stands out. Okay, so you can see there's copper underneath all this solder mask up here. But really this is our solder mask layer. We had to do it on the top layer or on the copper layer just because of the way the polygon pours work. But now you can just take it and go top solder. Okay, puts it to the solder layer. Now we can see we have an exposed core right there. If I turn this back to something more like this, it might look more natural. Okay, so that was, there's just bare FR4, there's no copper there, no solder mask. But you can see there's solder mask, you know, around here and around here, so there should prevent bridging, which is what we want. Same thing up here. Turn off 3D models real quick and just check out underneath them. Should be good. Haven't really done anything on that other side yet. Alright, back to 2D. Alright, so the solder is done. We can now get rid of that and change some rules around. Just, we're going to return it all to where it was. We'll just delete this rule. Okay. So it's to the default pour. Save real quick. Okay, so we want to basically do the same thing again. So apply all, tools, convert, just create polygon. Okay, again, name, ground, solid. Okay, that's all cool. Okay, now let's see how this looks from 3D, just to double check everything. Okay, so we have enough room there, enough standoff. Should be able to solder those fine without any bridging. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. Let's go back to 2D. Alright, now time to get rid of the inside again. So right click, polygon actions, explode selected polygons to free primitives. Yes. Delete that inside. Okay. So now you can see that this is, we can get the measuring tool out. You can see it's 4 mils, 4.332, approximately 4, which is what the rules are set to. So same thing down here. So it's just set off a little bit. What we're going to do is take those lines, using this filter again, just set them to mechanical 1, or any other mechanical layer, just to park them so you don't get rid of them, but they're still there. Okay. Everything looks pretty good. Get up nice and close around those. See how it looks in 3D. Alright, so we're poured over those. Nice thermal solid copper pour. You can see here that the solder mass expands, or is 4 mils past this. That's why we set the clearance to very, very low on the solder mask and bumped it up a little bit for the pour. So just right on the edge, the solder mask doesn't go all the way there. Or the solder mask is clear all the way to the edge, but the copper doesn't. It's gives us a little bit of standoff there. However, copper goes, all the way up underneath here. However, it's covered in solder mask. Alright. So, still have the other side to do. Back to 2D. Put the bottom layer on. So, you can see we have the same line from our mechanical people for the bottom. So we can just take this. Okay. I'm just going to delete it because it's the same as what was on the top. Alright, so now all we need to do is take the top, set our grid to 100, do a copy, copy from the origin, move this to bottom layer. We'll copy the top one back on there. Top solder. So we're going to copy from the top solder to the bottom solder. So copy this. Paste that back so top solder is now there. Now both sides are